All right. Well, today we're going to get back to talking about hand planes, sharpening. Never get too far away from sharpening stones. I got my first Stanley number 40 scrub plane in the mail the other day. Um, so what I'm going to do to it is just definitely, I polish off the embossed casting, the logos and the numbers, because it makes it pop. That's a special touch we'll get to. Here's the cutting iron. It has that camber on the back. It was back beveled. The front bevel looks really nice. I started doing some lap work on this, and you can really see where that back bevel is. I'm doing it on a coarse stone. And I kind of move the blade around for that curved edge. This is a really coarse, dense, durable aluminum oxide. I've never seen aluminum oxide like this, let alone yellow. So the trick with that back bevel on the flat is that I would have to flatten the back so much that I would decrease the thickness of the blade by whatever that back bevel slope works out to. Now I can also start regrinding this. Neither of those are ideal, and I'm not going to do them. What I am going to do is work the back flat, showing where the back bevel is, and then completely forget the coarse stones. I just use some finer stones to just hone polish without actually removing too much metal. In other words, I'm gently removing the camber, the back bevel, by flattening it, just slip polishing it, and then down the line when this gets used for generations, which it will, someone else can do the same, and eventually that back bevel will be sharpened out, or it really won't matter because it's a scrub plane and the back bevel, it doesn't present a problem in action and use. It's only a problem when you're talking about the life of the metal, of the cutter, and wearing it down unnecessarily. As long as this overall angle, this actually will reduce the cutting attack angle by a degree or two. So 45, cutting angle 27, etc., etc. Not too much to notice for a scrub plane, let's be honest. Not too much ever, honestly. But the ruler trick, the sneaky back bevel is frowned upon. We all know it, and I've done it for my old job site chisels. Just I need to be quick and get back to work. But that's about it. I've never found the ruler trick effective. I've never used it. Well, yeah, I never use it. So, stones. Let's talk about some stones because I have some interesting ones laid out here today. I got this wild one from a friend of mine out there in the Kai High group. That's Can I Have It Tool Sales and Auctions group on Facebook. It's a mystery, but it's really wild. It has been suggested that it might be a Bavarian Franconian hone. So these were old stones, if it is indeed that. It has a lot of wear on every face except this one. So that's the one I dressed because I want to keep the integrity of the stone until I really get a handle on how long it takes to wear in, indicating maybe how long this was used. But it is certainly antique, I would guess. So I'm going to put it to use on the face that I dressed flat. When I lapped this face, it had a very, it slurried up quick. The slurry was extra fine, but the stone was hard. This had just a little concavity, and it has hardness. And from what I've heard, people that have used the true Franconian Bavarian hones is that they are outstanding. For finishing to bevel setting, they do it all for a straight razor, and they surpass a cuticle. Now, is that what this is, and is that true? Maybe and probably. I'm not using a lot of light pressure. very light. You know, there's no cut. And I feel the tooth. I see the swarf. I don't see a lot of slurry, but it's there. Like this, that's actually pretty quick. And swarf and slurry will tell you a lot about the qualities of a stone. I mean, granted, I went right from a very, very coarse, my coarser stone, to this. And I'm seeing, you know, that haze, that hazy, cloudy. The scratches are pretty undetectable to the eye, except, you know, in patterns, larger patterns. Not polished. I mean, it's a slower stone, but it's mid-range speed just based on what I started, what I'm going to. So that'll take some more work to evaluate fully. It's interesting. Next we have 3 slates, all local as fuck, indigenous to my region, and found out in the wild, and not as sharpening stones. But this red one, slurries for days. It has some self-granularity to its slurry, but it's soft. Has a lot of fracture lines in it. But I used this the other day, was pretty impressed with it. And I'm starting to see that cloudy, hazy fade away, which is surprising to me for these stones, but I used it and it's exactly what it was. It's an upper mid-range. And I literally found it on the side of the road, on a guy's property. And I gave him $5 for this and this. This I picked up in an antique store, and it's got some wild color to it. It really does. Iridescent purple. This red also has a little iridescence, so iridescence and reds and greens seem to be all the rage right now with me. Wow. This... I just had some edges, because I haven't chipped the edges on this. Felt a little grain. Off the bat, this has a wonderful smoothness. I can hear and feel a little bit of the tooth. The stone has teeth. It has a little bit of stickiness without a rubberiness. So we're in the fine range. And I'm seeing a continuation of the mirror start to come out and the cloudiness fade. We still have this pesky back bevel. I know this is a slow stone. It's not going to remove material. It's going to polish tone. So I'm going to now choose to work this micro bevel on the back, or the back bevel. And actually, I'm going to prefer to lift and go into it lightly. I have more control. I'm not going to roll the edge over as much that way. And wow. There's a tiny little nick in the radius. Very tiny. We'll drop a picture if I can't get it to pick up. But it is there. For a scrub plane, I don't think it would matter too much. And the chip is not on the apex of the radius, so... Actually, it wouldn't even be bad if you had a little chip in the radius apex, because it'd just be a little higher spot in your scrub when you went to level it. You chew the math on that. Not a lot of pressure, rocking just a little bit with just picking up my finger, you know, picking up the blade, you know, not more than a degree at all. And I'm seeing nice edge, nice edge. Actually got a decent, oh, cool. Little bit of a hollow grind, which I like because I can rock and find a point that's positive. So this is the first time I'm using this stone. And here's the real kicker with this stone. I have a couple ideas of what it may or may not have been in the process of becoming. Definitely not an ashtray. It doesn't have any of that smell. There's nothing in it like that. It doesn't have lips. If you have a better idea than my second best idea, drop it in the comments. Oh wow, okay, just missing a little spot right here. That's just some oil. Yep, just a little low spot. So we're gonna, that's on the back obviously. Bevel, we're working on the bevel, right? Yep. A little bit of a flat, no, this geometry looks pretty solid. It's been hand touched up a little bit, but it's all there. I am lifting up a little more to focus the attention on the very edge, so this is in fact a slight micro bevel on the bevel. And lastly, this one is hard and nice and a finisher, in my opinion, so far. Yeah. We're going to put this hand plane back together in about 3-4 minutes, and we're going to scrub a dub. Hard. The stone is so hard. It's the hardest? No. But compared to these other ones, yes. Is it a slate? Yeah, probably, certainly. I think it might be a Vermont green slate. And this might be a, what do they call it? Unfading green and purple Vermont something slate. They still core it. They've been coring it for 150 years, I guess. And this stone starts to bring out the mirror shine. I'm not seeing like, I couldn't read like edges like it's a straight line or print. You know, I can't like count the hairs on my head. It's not like that. But it is brightening. Now I'm lifting a little bit for that back bevel, which we're not trying to extend, we're just trying to slip polish hone. Bup, bup, bup. Getting a little impatient, are you? Who wants to watch someone work on a stone for hours? So we're going to take this over to a leather strap. Actually, we're going to use this one right here. Load her up with the old green rouge. No one cares about counting. Said someone, but not everyone. Oh, buddy. Oh, yeah. Look at that. There's some mirror. That's nice. So I got a piece of red oak over there. It's a harder wood. Let's see what we got. Nope, that's pine. There's the red oak. So, under 15 minutes. I like that. That's not a bad average record time when I want to stay on pace and task and tune up a hand plane. Sharpen it. Wow. Oh, you know what? I forgot the most important part. Someone had put a couple little felt pads and they glued them. So you really know this was a shelf queen because it probably sat on something nice like some glass. I removed the front one, but I just was going to demonstrate how to remove some adhesive really easily. This is just turpentine. I'm just dabbing on there. That's it. It's gone. A little bit thick because I smeared it hard. And, you know, I'll polish this bottom up a little bit. Now, let's let it run free, boys. I've never adjusted one of these planes, so. I'd say that's a success. That's a real shallow cut. Let's see what this baby can do. That looks almost, that's like a 3/32 out of the throat. That's heavy. Takes it though. It really takes it. Back her out a touch. Shooting for a 16th plus. I think it's in my sights. Nope, that's a big one. I'm just sighting straight down the plane, trying to figure out, someone who's never used this, what the best way to adjust this is. I guess I could start thick and kind of back it out by bumping it. Still a thick cut. Back it out a touch, hopefully. Wow. Really strong. I don't know. I have an uneven surface. I could be bottoming out the blade in one of those levels. That's a little better. It's still a heavy cut. Wow. Nice. The handle does have just a little rattle. I put some paper under the top of the post, the brass post. I'll find some washers because I just don't like that it shakes a little bit and that has some old repair. I want that solid. Then she's ready to go. And this will be up for auction starting at $1, starting Friday, August, what is it, 27th, 28th today, at 4 p.m., going until Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Come check us out. When you member request join, tell them Adamo sent you. You should be in like Flynn. Well, that's a lot of terp. We're going to get high on pine fumes now. Might not see me for the rest of the weekend. Picked a hell of a day to quit sniffing glue. Everyone makes mistakes. Speaking of which, I got to shout out one of my main ladies, Raynalina Shawn. She started her own YouTube channel called Make Mistakes. She built her own workbench. She's a tool sharpening aficionado and journeyman. She's getting really good at it, and she's making content, and I support her and everything else.